on, let's go, boy!
Oh, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another movie review. This time, we're talking about the beloved franchise, the Jackass franchise, Jackass Forever.
Now, if you're wondering if this movie, if you're wondering if this movie was worth 20 years in the making, yes, it was.
You know, let's talk about it.
Because
that's what.
Real talk. When did Jackass go off the air?
Well, that's what I was saying. That's what I was going to get into, because I think if we just review the movie, we'd be done in like 2 minutes. So it's like, nah, fuck that. We got to talk about Jackass. So Jackass came out when we were juniors in high school. It came out fall of 2000.
Yep.
And it was on air for 2 years. It ended right at the summer of 2002. So I think people forget that Jackass is one of those shows on MTV. Because bear in mind, we're talking 2000. I ain't talking about the 2000s. We're talking 2000 it came out. And that was at least to me, that's when MTV was at its apex. You couldn't fuck with it. Like TRL, Jackass, True Life, The Real World, The Road Rules.
And even MTV Animations.
The latter half of MTV Animations, because they were starting to slow up around 2000.
Well, no, I mean, they had their years between the 90s and their hot run of like 98, 99, and right into 2000.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, going into what you were saying, this was like MTV's year where they could just throw stuff at a wall and it didn't matter whether it was successful or not. They just kept it going.
Yeah, and Jackass is one of those shows that, like, I'm gonna be real, Jackass isn't a show that black people are going out there to watch. But like, if you were somebody that was an active MTV, BET watcher and stuff, you saw a commercial for Jackass and your curiosity was kind of like, all right, let's see what this show's about. What are these crazy white people doing? And then you watch it. At least for me, I caught on to it like, these are some crazy ass white guys.
Yeah,
keep watching this show.
And they spawned like a brother series after it. Like, wasn't there like a series that came after it? Wasn't it called like the Wild Boys? And they did
so what happened was,
and they did like some equally wild shit.
So what happened was, after Jackass went off the air, later in 2002, they came out with Jackass the movie. I went to the theater to see that movie. And what happened was, I think one of the skits involved them being in the water with shark, and it spawned off with Chris Pontius and Steve-O doing a show called Wild Boys. Then there was another show that spawned off with the two at the same time called Viva La Bam Margera.
Yep.
You had his show. One. There was a couple other shows I didn't watch, but they were all like spawns off Jackass. I mean, Jackass was so big, it was in Tony Hawk Underground 2.
Yep.
That was, so the fact that here we are in 2022, 22 years later, and the fact that you see the inspiration of Jackass spawned off to other people, like Eric Andre's show is like a byproduct of him being inspired from the Jackass guys. Tyler, Creator, and the Lotus Squad guys, they were in the movie. They're in Jackass Forever. Like, the Lotus Squad is kind of like an inspiration of Jackass. A lot of black folks, we see it as like, oh, it's black Jackass. All right, cool. And it's a funny show. Shout out to Catchphrase Jones. But so when you go to Jackass Forever, it's like, number one, all these motherfuckers are old. Like, there was a joke in Jackass 3 about them growing old and still doing this shit and stuff, and they laugh it off, and then all of a sudden
they actually did it.
They actually did it. So when you watch Jackass Forever, there's some new blood in the mix with some of the old cast members and stuff, and they're doing the same bizarre, crazy ass shit that you could think of in this movie.
I mean, there was so much shit. I think almost every Jackass stunt that happened in this movie, you cannot watch it and not laugh. Two things are gonna happen. You're either gonna laugh or you're gonna wince, or you're gonna laugh and wince.
I've seen Chris Pontius's penis too many goddamn times in these
Way
movies.
too many times.
I'm sorry, I really am, man. That's how fun. It's like, oh goddamn,
think-
dude. How many times have we seen your penis, man? This is
I
crazy.
think if there was a drinking game for how many times we've seen a pair of balls or penises, we would all have died from alcohol poisoning.
This man has done everything that you could possibly do to your penis, man, and he does it. And just when you think you can't do anymore, they do even more bizarre stuff. I'm like, oh god, what are we doing here?
Like, why? Like, why are you doing this to yourself?
I wince every time.
I know that there were things, you know, it's funny. There were things that were equally uncomfortable for both of us.
Dude, anytime there was a nut shot, I winced. It's like, oh.
Well, no. See, like, I'm talking about outside of that stuff. I'm talking about like just basic stuff that wouldn't necessarily make other people feel, oh God, this is uncomfortable. For you, again, without throwing any spoilers, I'm just gonna say one involved a spider. That was for you.
Yeah.
And the one
obviously.
the one for me, it was actually 2 times it was used, and both of them involved well, one was a rattlesnake and the other one was a viper.
Every time they bring a snake or a scorpion in, I wince
I do too.
I mean, just man.
But you know, but when I saw that when I saw one of the jokes that one of the stunts that they did, which was hilarious, and it involved a rattlesnake, it just made me think of, was it Jackass 1 or 2 that did the anaconda in the ball pit?
I think that might have been 2.
That was 2. And when they
yeah, because Bam got accidentally fell into the ball pit, and it was like, yeah, there's snakes in there, and he's like, oh god, no.
It was a friggin' anaconda in the ball pit. He falls in, and they're like, he was like, dude, get that thing out of there, man, get that fucking thing out of there. Like, they get it out, right? And then he's like, dude, we got it out, it's all good. He falls back in there. There was another one in there. It's shit like that made me think of that. Like, this whole joke, it just reminded me of that. Like, yo, they are fucking with them.
Oh, dude, they torture fucking Aaron McGee in Jackass Forever, like in the worst way.
Yeah, everybody went through like the worst kind of torture and pain that one could think of. In fact, there were a couple of times where I had to go, was this filmed like years ago, and they just like compile some of this stuff together? Because I'm looking at Johnny Knoxville, and I was like, yo, Johnny, what's up with you looking like this over here? And then what's up with you looking like this over here? What are we time skipping, Johnny? What's going on?
Well, I think they when they did this movie, they had actually developed it. I think they started, was it 2019?
Okay, so they started in 2019.
Yeah, and then COVID and then all that stuff, and yeah, so
what, they just decided to finish it around 2021.
Well, they filmed. Oh damn! I think you are echoing.
Oh, hold on. But no, go ahead, continue.
Okay. But I think no, that's what it was. They filmed it during the COVID pandemic. So what they did was they had everybody test for COVID every day of filming. So, and I think doing all that with the testing and stuff, it cost about like $1 million. So they had a pretty big, because they had like a $10 million budget overall to do what they did, which if you watch the beginning of the movie, you see where a good chunk of that money went.
Yeah. There was definitely one part of the movie I said, all right, this is definitely where the budget went.
Oh, clearly. I mean, it's 10 million. I mean, these movies don't cost much to produce. I mean, because a lot of it is just them paying everybody and them also doing stuff and be able to do some of these stunts in a way and stuff. So it's like, yeah, of course, but yeah, they filmed it during the COVID pandemic and stuff. So that's why it's like sometimes you see Johnny Knoxville looking one way. And I mean, granted, at one point, you see in the movie, this isn't really much of a spoiler and stuff, he did get concussed and broke his wrist and stuff during one of the stunts, and he was out for a while.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Oh, when you see it, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Stuff. So if you've watched any of the Jackass movies, they always have 0.5 versions of those movies. So they have Jackass, Jackass 1.5, Jackass 2, Jackass 2.5, Jackass 3, Jackass 3.5. And the point 5 movies are more interesting because those are like unused skits, behind the scenes stuff, and it's more like very freestyle and funnier than the regular movie and stuff in a way because you get more insight. And apparently there's actually a Jackass Forever 0.5 that's supposed to be coming out too, which I'm like, all right, cool. I'm definitely going to watch that because I'm pretty sure they had a ton more skits that they had worked up for this, because you ain't gonna tell me what they see in this movie is enough.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't it. Like, I believed a lot of the stuff that they shot. In fact, this movie is really short too. So all the stuff
90 minutes, it goes by quick.
It goes by real quick. But like all the stuff that they showed, I said, I know there was more. I know you got a whole lot more in the tank there, buddy. Come on.
Oh yeah, they said off rip that there was more like stuff of this coming out. So it's not shocking and stuff. I think more than anything, if you grew up, I say grew up, I mean we were in high school, but if you watch the show religiously and stuff, there is a lot to like about this movie, just to see everybody come together and have fun. Because I mean, that's what these movies are. They're all having fun doing crazy ass shit. And I think that's what makes it more enjoyable for us as audiences. We watch the movies because we just want to see what stupid shit these people want to fucking do.
Very true. Too many stunts that not only looked extremely painful, but just some I had to just question why. Just why are you doing this?
I mean, I felt like, it's funny, like the TV show Jackass. They
like,
were
who lost the bet?
You know what? That is the theme I feel of Jackass. Somebody lost the bet and they just say, all right, you're gonna do this shit. Let's go.
That's what I want to know.
Like, I think it was like the first season or it was the first movie or second movie. They drank horse semen.
Yeah.
I think it was
the first movie.
Yeah, Chris Pontius drank horse semen. And it was him. It was like he drank it. He's like, it's something. It's like I'm ashamed of myself. I drank that. Like, what am I doing here?
In fact, they liked and were so grossed out about that joke that they brought it back.
Oh, they brought it back.
They brought it back, but they did it.
They brought it back in the worst way.
They brought it back in the worst way.
Oh my god, man! Like, it's just it. Granted, there are some people that are missing, like Bam Margera, which, from my understanding, is Bam Margera has been dealing with some personal stuff.
He's been dealing with personal stuff for years.
Yeah, so that's why he's not in the movie and stuff, and a lot of other people ain't in the movie either and stuff, which, I mean, you miss them, but at the same time, they're, like I said, the new people being in, it's kind of like, all right, well, they got the principal cast of Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, Wee Man, Chris Pontius, Dave England, Aaron and stuff, and Preston, so it's like, all right, everybody else is like new people like Poopies, which I'm like, that's his name. But
hold on, Chris, but think about this. Really think about it. With a name like Poopies, he sounds like somebody who's been around since season 1.
I mean, he really does. I mean, Jasper Dolphin, who he's a part of the Lotus Squad with Odd Future with Tyler the Creator. You got Zach Holmes. He was actually one of the people. It was this TV show on MTV. I think it was called Too Stupid to Die.
Yeah.
So he's like a stunt guy and stuff. You got this woman named Rachel Wolfson, who she's a champ, because I'm pretty sure there was more sketches with her in it and stuff. She's in like a couple of them in the movie and stuff, but clearly she's like, they're like, hey, she's with the shits.
Yeah. Definitely. Because like when I saw her, I was like, huh. I said, you're new. Never seen you before. Like, what is she gonna do? Oh my god.
It's like, what happened here?
Again, who lost the bet?
There's another guy, Eric Manaka. He was in this movie called Action Point, which was based off of this. It was based off of this real life theme park in New Jersey that was like fucked up and stuff. And he was in that movie, and they was like, all right, bring him in for the part. He's part of the new Jackass group, and he does some of the stunts and stuff. I think there's a theme about this movie that I think is funny. a lot of the black new cast members clearly weren't doing any of the extreme stuff. They
No,
did
they
some
were
of the
not.
stuff, but they were like, "You want me to do what? Nah, I'm good, man. Y'all got it.
Nah.
Nah, son, y'all got this."
Like, nah, fam. This ain't it, chief.
Like, I think there's one stunt that illustrated this. Jasper's dad gets kind of like put into the movie, and he does one of the stunts that involves a spider. It is like the funniest shit ever. It is funny as shit. Bear in mind, Jasper's dad is he's the hardest motherfucker in the hood, and it's like
Ex-gang member and
everything. And when you see the skit, you're laughing your ass off of just like what the fuck happens. It is hilarious.
Because the whole time that he's going, oh hell no. I said, yeah, Jasper's dad. He's definitely the black audience right now.
Dude, I'm telling you, the black cast members in this group were just like, yeah, y'all got this shit. I'm just here for the laughs. Y'all have fun. Bless up.
Bless up. I said, y'all doing some really, really wild shit. I mean, dude, that's like that stunt right there alone. Like the whole time I was just imagining if that was you put in that situation, Chris, because I know how you are with spiders.
Nope. Get the shit out of here now.
I mean, that was a whole ass brown spider too.
I mean, you know what's funny is like what I liked about the movie is that you always appreciate like the cameos because Machine Gun Kelly is in it. Yellow Wolf is in it. Tyler Creator is in it. It's a funny skit with Tyler Creator. That shit is fucking hilarious. Obviously you get Matt Hoffman and Tony Hawk. I mean, come on, like,
dude. Okay. What they did to Tony Hawk, it was quick, but damn it, it was hilarious.
It's obvious it was. And the funny thing is, when you see it, it's like, oh, of course that was Tony Hawk. Why would it be Tony Hawk?
When the wig flew off in slow motion, I was done. It's like, why is slow motion?
I mean,
which by the way, the slow motion shots of this movie, oh god, they make whatever happened like 3 times funnier.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I think the movie, I just love it because it's like I feel that, and I forgot this is technically the 5th film in the Jackass series if you count Bad Grandpa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Bad Grandpa, that movie was actually really good. That movie was fucking hilarious because it really was just Jackass, but it was Johnny Knoxville doing all the crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
So, but it's one of those movies where I'm like, they could kind of sort of keep this going.
I was just about to ask, what's the future of this? Like, do you really think? Do you see this show? Do you see Jackass even coming back?
Not the show, but they'll definitely be like, hey, how much you want to pay? How much you guys want? All right, keep it going.
I mean, if they were to pay,
if they do the movies, they'd be fine because the movies are so spread out. Because I think it was at one point. Think about it. Jackass 3D came out in 2010.
Yeah.
So we're talking 12 years since Jackass 3D.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted to, they could revisit this.
They could. Just
do it in movie form. You don't have to do a TV show because I think doing a TV show is a lot of work.
It's definitely a lot of work because, for one thing, you're put through the extreme of doing crazy and dangerous ass stunts
every day, instead of just doing it, filming it throughout the course of a year. Yeah, and just having fun and then keep it moving and stuff. Because I mean, the show, it's like, okay, how many seasons are we going to do the show? And it's like, nah, you do a movie. It's like, all right, we can take our time. People can recover. That's how you get Johnny Knoxville getting injured and coming back in the same movie because they filmed so much shit.
It's like imagine watching a movie of Jackie Chan just doing nothing but stunts. Like it's literally like 90 minutes of him just doing stunts from various movies that he's done. Right?
Yeah.
And there's no breathing room, there's no story, no plot, nothing like that. It's just every stupid stunt that he's ever done that's gotten him injured. He has to do that for 90 minutes runtime, right?
Yeah.
So imagine that. Like he's getting hurt every single time he's doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, how much do you got left in the tank, man?
It's like, how much? I don't know.
Like, can you do this stunt? Can you go on?
Yeah. So yeah, it's yeah. yeah, yeah. Yeah. This whole movie, like I said, I love it. I think it's good. I think people, if you enjoyed, even if Eric Andre, because there's a movie he came out with called Bad Trip, which is pretty much his version of doing his kind of like Jackass type stuff a little bit. And that's actually a pretty funny movie. I think you're definitely going to enjoy this film. Like just
Yeah,
all
you
the
will.
bizarre shit that they do. And it kind of, at least for me, it was like revisiting Friends again. Like, oh my God, what is this cast going to do again? I remember them doing this and that. And again, it's like at the same time, like I think at one point Preston was like, God damn, I'm like 51 years old. What am I doing here? And you forget it's like, damn, he is like 50. Like, damn, they've been doing this for a while. Like, all right.
Like everybody that was talking is just like old, you know. Like, everybody in this movie was old.
And yet, despite all this stuff, it seems like they low key is just like, this is just it's fucked up in the moment, but then it's like, okay, this is actually fun. We have fun.
When we go back and watch it on, like we go back and replay this shit, oh, we're gonna be laughing.
So you know, like I said, I think it's definitely worth a watch to me. If you really get a chance to, definitely go check it out. I wouldn't be surprised if it pops up on Paramount Plus in a couple of months.
Oh, this is definitely Paramount
And
Come on,
stuff.
MTV. You know, you and I both, like when we went to the theater.
And if I don't see the Moon Man,
that's what I'm saying. You and I was both tripping out at first. We were like, watch no MTV films, no Moon Man. You know, like how they doing this, and then boom, we see it. Like, oh shit, the Moon.
It's like, oh shit, the Moon Man's back. I mean, because it's just like, again, it's like I said at the beginning. It's just this franchise just echoed just that time period of MTV and what it was. It was just the purity, the music videos, the bizarre ass shows before it turned into the ridiculousness network right now. That's all they show is Rob Dyrdek show, which yeah, I don't know what Rob Dyrdek has on MTV for them to keep showing that show 24/7, 365. But
dude, he's got his own channel on Pluto.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, it just represents that. So to see the cast after Jackass 3 and stuff, it's just like, oh my God, like what are they gonna do now? And I feel for the $10 million budget that they had, they spent every penny of that $10 million.
Yeah, they did.
Whew.
That's $10 million well spent.
Oh, definitely well spent. Definitely well spent. So but yeah, definitely go check it out. You got any final thoughts?
Please go see this movie. As a matter of fact, when you watch it, it's gonna put you in the mood to go back and watch the other three.
Oh, definitely. I might go back and watch all 3 and the 0.5 movies just because that's how fun it is. Like I said, I know this is not one of those movies that's in everybody's wheelhouse, but like if you do get a chance to watch it, you'll enjoy it. It's funny.
Yeah, like I'll admit, you were definitely more of a fan of this show than I was. Like whenever I caught it. And if I saw something that made me laugh, I genuinely laughed at it, but I never went out of my way to watch it. Like it was one of those things where if I turn to MTV and Jackass is on, all right, I'll check it out.
Oh yeah, it was literally like must see Sunday because it came on every Sunday night, new episodes, and I was like, I gotta watch it.
Yeah. You know, and then when I heard about the movies, I was like, how the hell you make a Jackass movie? And then it hit me. I was like, oh, these guys are doing like much higher off the wall stunts because they got the budget for it.
Yeah.
They got an actual movie budget.
Yeah.
Because you got to think the amount of money it probably costs to rent like wild exotic animals to be used
bears, tigers, even the spiders and the snakes. I mean, that's money.
Stuff like any type of wild exotic animal definitely costs money. And in some of those stunts they had more than one.
Yeah.
Like when they had more than I'm talking about more than one animal in one stunt.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane.
Like again, like why must you put yourself through this? Like, do you really enjoy that much pain?
Look, like I said, I think adding the 2 black guys as part of the group, they spoke for us. Like, I ain't doing that shit. Y'all guys got it.
Well, y'all go ahead and hold that down. I'm good. I'm good, bro.
You know what? I think that's why I like it so much, is seeing those black guys there, and you saw some of the stunts they did, and some of them they didn't, and it's like, yeah, they pick and choose because they're like, yeah, we ain't doing that shit. Y'all have fun with that.
Trust and believe. I saw one of the stunts that it was one of the black guys that did, and I was like, okay, he's actually doing the most stunts out of like all the other black people on the show.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's with it, but you clearly saw it was like, oh, both of them knew full and well, yeah, I ain't doing that one. Y'all have it. Y'all got it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say which skit it was, but you can tell it's like, nah, bro, this is too weird even for me.
Like, I'm not doing it.
So yeah, when you guys, yeah, definitely go check it out, and yeah, we'll be back again. So we catch you guys later.
Yeah, we'll just to end it all out, please go see like Jackass Forever. You know, we're three black geeks, and welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell indeed.
That boy is Benny.